There are 10 peppers in your kitchen, and 3 of them are lying to you. One isn't a pepper at all. Its closest relative is poison ivy. One was illegal in America for 37 years, and one proves you've been cutting peppers wrong your whole adult life. The seeds were never the problem. Start with the one in your crisper drawer. The bell pepper. A bell pepper is a jalapeno, not a cousin. The same species, Capsicum annuum. The difference is one gene, called PUN1, and in the bell pepper a piece of it is missing, so the plant can't finish building capsaicin. A jalapeno that forgot how. Green bell peppers aren't a variety either. They're unripe. Every green pepper is a red or yellow one picked 3 weeks early, because unripe fruit ships without bruising and pays the farmer sooner. That's the whole reason red costs more. And ripening isn't cosmetic. A red bell carries about twice the vitamin C of a green one, and up to 8 times the beta-carotene. By weight, it beats an orange. Botanically, it's a berry, which makes it a fruit. So if a bell pepper is a jalapeno with a broken gene, what does a working one do to you? The jalapeno. The heat is not in the seeds. That pale spongy ridge holding them is the placenta, and that's where the capsaicin is made. The seeds are bystanders that got hot by touching it. Scrape the white ribs and you've disarmed the pepper. Pull the seeds and leave the ribs, and you've done nothing. Stranger still, capsaicin has no flavor. You don't taste it, you feel it, because it binds a nerve receptor called TRPV1, whose real job is detecting temperatures above 109 degrees. Nothing is being damaged. Your brain is reading an alarm that isn't there. Birds are immune. Their TRPV1 won't bind capsaicin at all, and that's the point. Birds drop seeds miles away intact. Mammal molars grind them to powder. The pepper evolved a chemical that punishes the animal that destroys its children, which is why milk works and water doesn't. Capsaicin is an oil, and casein lifts it off. The name comes from Jalapa, Veracruz, and jalapenos are too thick to sun-dry, so the Aztecs smoked them for days instead and called it chilpoctli. Smoked chili, you know it as chipotle. Now watch what happens when you grind a mild pepper into dust. Paprika. Paprika. A paprika isn't a spice. It's a pepper, dried and pulverized. And most of what America sells as paprika does exactly one job: color. The real thing comes from Hungary, mainly Szeged and Kalocha, grated like wine from the sweet, bright Különleges, down through the coarse and the hot. It arrived through the Ottomans, not through Spain, and Hungarian nobles refused it for nearly 200 years. It was peasant food. The aristocracy came around only when the peasants' cooking got too good to ignore. Then paprika won a Nobel Prize. In the 1930s, Albert Szent-Györgyi was hunting the compound that prevents scurvy and ran out of material. His wife served paprika at dinner. He didn't want to eat it, and rather than offend her, he carried it to the lab. It was one of the richest sources of vitamin C ever found. The Nobel came in 1937. 2 rules. It scorches fast and turns bitter, so add it off the heat. And it's fat-soluble, so bloom it in oil 15 seconds, instead of dropping it into water. Now, none of these 3 is what your grandmother meant when she said pepper. The black peppercorn. Black pepper isn't related to a single pepper we've discussed. Piper nigrum is a vine. Everything else in this video is a nightshade, related to tomatoes and potatoes. We only call chilies peppers because Columbus was wrong. He sailed hunting Piper nigrum, found capsicum, and called it pepper anyway, partly from confusion and partly because pepper was the most valuable word in European commerce. A 500-year-old branding error we all still repeat. Here's the one that gets people. Black, white, green, and red peppercorns are the same berry. Black is picked unripe, boiled, and sun-dried, where an enzyme browns and wrinkles the skin. White is fully ripe and soaked until the skin rots away, leaving the bare seed. 1 vine, 4 spices. That vine once outpriced silver. When Alaric besieged Rome in 408, his ransom demand included gold, silk, and 3,000 pounds of pepper. And pre-ground pepper is dead pepper. The aroma lives in volatile oils that evaporate within weeks. That tin in the back of your cabinet is dust. Back to the ones that actually hurt. The habanero. The habanero has nothing to do with Havana, and its scientific name, Capsicum chinense, has nothing to do with China. It came from the Amazon. A botanist named Sichuan classified it in the 1770s, assumed from the trade routes it was Chinese, and the wrong name stuck permanently. The common name came from Cuban ports that shipped it, not grew it. It runs 30 to 100 times hotter than a jalapeno. But the number misses the point. Habaneros carry a different mix of capsaicinoids, which is why they taste like apricot and flowers before they hurt you. About that scale, it was invented in 1912 by a Detroit pharmacist named Wilbur Scoville, who was developing a warming muscle rub and needed to standardize the burn. He diluted pepper extract in sugar water over and over until 5 human tasters felt nothing. Crude and hopelessly subjective. Labs now measure capsaicin by machine, then convert back into Scoville units, because 1.6 million Scoville sells better than a milligram count. Kitchen rule: capsaicin is oil-soluble, so rinsing does nothing. It sits on your skin for hours and finds your eyes at bedtime. Soap, alcohol, or gloves. Speaking of geography, one American state took chili so seriously it wrote it into law. The Hatch chile. Chili Hatch isn't a variety, it's a zip code. Hatch is a village in southern New Mexico of about 300 people, and Hatch chili works like champagne. It's a claim about a place, and the state made it illegal in 2011 to sell chili as New Mexican if it isn't. The valley does something to the plant. Blazing days, cold desert nights, alkaline Rio Grande soil. Thicker flesh, sweeter and smokier. Plant the same seed in Ohio and you get a different pepper. New Mexico chili has a founding father. Fabian Garcia released New Mexico No. Number 9 in 1913. The first chile bred to a consistent size, shape, and heat. Before him, chile was a garden crop with unpredictable results. After him, an industry, which is why New Mexico is the only state with an official state question, adopted in 1999. Red or green, say Christmas and you get both. And most visitors never learn it's the same pod. Green is picked immature. Red is that exact chili left to ripen. Then in 2021 it left the planet. NASA grew a New Mexico hybrid aboard the space station, and the astronauts made tacos. Chili was chosen for a reason. In zero gravity, fluid shifts upward and congests the sinuses, so astronauts lose most of their sense of smell. Spicy food is one of the few things that still registers, now the one that doesn't burn at all. It vibrates. The Sichuan peppercorn. It's not a peppercorn. It's not a chili. It's a citrus. Sichuan pepper comes from the genus Xanthoxylum in the rue family, alongside lemons and oranges. What you're buying is the dried husk of a tiny citrus fruit. And it doesn't produce heat, it produces buzzing. A cold, fizzing numbness that spreads across your lips and makes them feel touched by something that isn't there. The compound is hydroxy-alpha-sanchool, and it skips the pain receptors entirely to hijack the nerves that handle light touch. Researchers at University College London had volunteers match the sensation against mechanical vibration, and people kept landing near 50 hertz. That isn't a metaphor. Your nervous system is reporting a frequency that does not exist. It was banned in the United States from 1968 to 2005, not for toxicity. The husks could carry citrus canker, a bacterial threat to commercial groves. 37 years. American Sichuan restaurants cooked without their signature ingredient for 2 generations. Use the husk, not the gritty black seed inside. Toast them dry 30 seconds, then grind. Combine it with chili, and you get mala. The numbness raises your threshold for the burn, which lets you keep eating. A chemical accelerator for pain tolerance. One more imposter. This one can put you in an emergency room. The pink peppercorn. Pink peppercorns share a family with poison ivy, cashews, and mangoes. They aren't piper. They're the dried berries of Skinus, the Brazilian pepper tree. In the family famous for urushiol, the compound that makes poison ivy poison ivy. Related compounds turn up in the berry, which means a serious cashew or pistachio allergy is not a free pass here. Reactions are documented. The FDA blocked French imports in 1982 after complaints of adverse effects, and while the risk to most people proved small enough that it's sold everywhere today, the cross-reaction concern is real and specific. Handle them gently. They're hollow, brittle, and mostly aromatic, sweet and resinous, with a hint of juniper. Crush them between your fingers at the end of cooking. Never load them into a grinder with black pepper, which will bulldoze them. And here's the absurd part. The The Brazilian pepper tree is one of Florida's worst invasive species. Florida spends millions a year killing the plant that fills the $18 jar in your spice rack. Now the ones that were built to hurt. The ghost pepper. Nobody bred the ghost pepper, it bred itself. Bhut is a natural hybrid. Two wild species crossed somewhere in the hills of northeast India, where it's been grown and eaten for centuries. It walked out of the wild already lethal. In 2007, Guinness certified it above 1 million Scoville, the first pepper ever to break 7 figures. Roughly 400 times a bottle of Tabasco, India's Defense Research Agency noticed. By around 2010, they had built chili grenades from ghost pepper extract, a non-lethal option for crowd control and for flushing people out of enclosed spaces instead of firing live rounds. The same country uses it more gently, too. Villagers smear ghost pepper paste on ropes and fences to keep wild elephants out of their crops. Elephants have extraordinary noses and no interest in arguing. Nobody gets shot, and the herd moves on. Then the twist. That molecule became a legitimate painkiller. High-dose capsaicin patches are FDA-approved for nerve pain. They flood the TRPV1 receptors until the nerve endings run out of substance P, the messenger that carries the pain signal, and the nerve goes quiet for months. The plant's weapon, the Army's weapon, and the medicine are the same compound. Then a man in South Carolina decided 1 million wasn't enough. The Carolina Reaper. The hottest pepper on earth didn't come from a laboratory or a jungle. It came from a backyard in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Ed Curry crossed a Pakistani Naga with a red habanero and spent about a decade stabilizing it. In 2013, Guinness certified the Carolina Reaper at an average of 1.64 million Scoville, with individual pods testing over 2.2 million. He named his company Puckerbutt. The record wasn't really the point. He'd been reading research on capsaicin and disease and set out to breed the highest capsaicin plant he could. He held the title for a decade, then took it away from himself in 2023 with Pepper X at 2.69 million. And this deserves a serious word, because these get sold as a dare. At that concentration, capsaicin is a genuine cardiovascular stressor. It constricts blood vessels, triggers violent esophageal spasms, and shows up in documented cases of thunderclap headache. In September 2023, a 14-year-old boy in Massachusetts died after a spicy chip challenge, with an undiagnosed heart condition nobody knew about. That isn't food, it's a stunt, which makes the last fact strange. At ordinary doses, hot sauce and curry and chili flakes on your eggs, large observational studies in Italy and the United States found regular chili eaters showing measurably lower all-cause mortality. Correlation, not proof. But the same molecule that can hospitalize a teenager appears, by the spoonful, to be quietly good for you. So, the strangest one is the pink peppercorn, a cousin of poison ivy that Florida is trying to eradicate. The most misnamed is the habanero, from the Amazon, named for Cuba, classified as Chinese. The healthiest is the plain red bell pepper, which beats an orange for vitamin C, and the one you're using wrong is paprika. Bloom it in fat, off the heat, and it will taste like a different spice tonight. Now settle something for me in the comments. Red or green?